Have you ever looked at your city and thought, what would its soul look like as a piece of art? Okay, now what if you could take that vibe, that artistic core, and actually wear it? Well, today, we're diving into a brand that's doing exactly that. It's kind of smashing the walls between art, fashion, and the tech that's shaping our future. Let's get right into it.
This right here is the big question behind a project called 963.city. You know, it's a brand that's totally built on this powerful idea of taking the essence of a city, capturing it in digital art, and then turning it into something real, a wearable lifestyle. It's about making art something you do, not just something you see.
So what is 963.city really? Think of it as a new kind of global brand. The mission? To connect 963 cities using AI-generated cubist art. But, and this is the key, it's not just about selling cool clothes. It's about completely rethinking what a modern lifestyle can be by mixing art, fashion, and Web3. You know, that next generation of the internet that's all about decentralization and ownership.
Now, the origin story for this whole thing is pretty fascinating. Like a lot of game-changing ideas, this one wasn't cooked up in some corporate strategy session. Nope. It was actually sparked during a moment of global crisis, which just goes to show you how creativity can be this incredible answer to feeling isolated. Let's just run through the timeline real quick. So the project gets its start back in 2021, right in the middle of the pandemic. But here's what's so wild. This was all happening before the whole ChatGPT thing exploded. They were already pioneering this kind of generative AI to build out a massive art collection, way ahead of the curve. And what they ended up with is this totally unique artistic map of the world. One amazing painting for each of those 963 cities. So at the very center of it all, you have this collection of 963 original AI-generated paintings. This isn't just some online gallery, okay? You gotta think of it as the source code, the DNA for everything else the brand does. And each one of these artworks is more than just a cool image. It's the brand's core intellectual property. You could almost call it the conceptual body that gives birth to the entire brand. Every single product, every single experience, it all starts right here. So how in the world does one piece of art become a whole universe? Well, that's where the ecosystem comes into play. A single digital painting gets remixed and transformed into all this other stuff. 3D avatars you can use in the metaverse, utility NFTs that are basically digital keys for special access, really high-end physical products, and even these super immersive VR and AR experiences. It's a truly multidimensional world.
All right, let's talk about how these digital pixels become actual products you can touch and feel. This is where the magic of what they call the phygital concept really shines.
So, phygital, what's that? Honestly, it's pretty simple. It's just the blend of the physical and digital worlds. The whole point is to create this one unified experience where the line between your online self and your real-world self just kind of melts away. And boom, here's what that looks like in the real world. You start with the original digital masterpiece, and it becomes this incredible high-fashion statement. It's a straight line from a digital idea to a physical thing. You are literally wearing the art. How cool is that? And listen, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea for the future, it's already happening. On the physical side, they have a Shopify store up and running with designer sneakers, bombers, hoodies, the whole 9 yards. And on the digital side, you've got unique NFT avatars to build your digital identity and virtual art galleries that you can just pop into 24/7 from anywhere. Okay, so the idea is awesome, we get that. But is it a good business? Let's take a look at the market and tackle that big question, why now? What makes the timing for this vision just absolutely perfect?
First off, let's look at the market for digital and AI art. It is absolutely exploding. I mean, we are talking about a projected market size of almost $7 billion by 2026. So yeah, generative AI is definitely not just a niche hobby anymore. It's a massive creative and commercial engine.
But hold on, because it gets even bigger when you start looking at fashion. The market for Web3 and NFT fashion is projected to hit an unbelievable $36 billion. This signals a huge, huge shift toward digital fashion becoming a normal part of our lives.
This chart really puts it all into perspective. You've got these gigantic overlapping markets, digital art, metaverse fashion, and Web3 fashion, and they're all growing like crazy. 963.city is planting its flag right at the crossroads of all three, which creates this incredibly powerful business opportunity. So how does this all turn into a business? Well, their game plan is built on 4 main pillars. First, you've got direct sales of the physical stuff. Simple enough. Next, you have revenue from digital assets like NFTs.
Then there are premium services where people pay for exclusive access to things like virtual events. And finally, you have B2B partnerships with other luxury brands. It's a really smart, diversified, and very modern way to build a company.
So, where do they go from here? Look, this isn't just about selling cool jackets. The real long-term vision is about actually helping to shape our digital future and building a lasting global legacy.
And to make that happen, they're looking for funding. This chart breaks down exactly how that money would be put to work. You can see the biggest chunk, 40%, goes right into tech, building out all the cool VR, AR, and blockchain experiences. The rest is split strategically between marketing, operations, and of course, bringing in the best people to help make it all happen.
Their roadmap for taking over the world follows 4 really clear phases. It all kicks off with rolling out in their target cities. Then they move on to building a whole ecosystem of partners, like galleries and festivals. From there, it's all about non-stop innovation. Think virtual try-ons and new AI tools. And the final goal? To become a truly iconic global lifestyle brand.
And it all comes full circle, back to this incredibly powerful idea. The ultimate vision is to create a lasting legacy where art is not just contemplated, but lived and worn daily. I mean, that's a fundamental change in how we think about art, right? It turns us from just looking at it to actually being a part of it. And it really makes you wonder, what does the art of your city look like?